This isn't real.
What is real? How do you define real? If you're talking about what you can feel, what you can smell, what you can taste and see, then real is simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain.
I have the feeling to be in that environment right now and not where I'm standing at the moment. What is it in my brain right now that ascertains that I'm really here, looking at you, talking to you? What is it that generates this? And this has been a concern for the field of computer engineering for a long time. How can we mediate this sensation?
RealiSM project at EPFL is enabling research in cognitive neuroscience of the self by bringing virtual reality technologies in the loop for creating new designs and experimentation possibilities to investigate how the human brain is dealing with being in a place and experiencing being there and now. So for example, we can study peri-personal space, which is a brain mechanism known to define the space and the boundary between area around your body and what is the rest of the world. To experiment that, RealiSM provides a technology which allows us to test multisensory integration conflicts with virtual reality and virtual objects, for example, approaching the person and observe people's reaction to that.
The peri-personal space is a region of space between the external world and my bodily space, and it's this intermediate space. So should a ball be approaching or should something else be approaching my avatar's body, my brain here and now in my body will react in different ways depending on what level of presence we have achieved.
Have you ever had a dream, Neo, that you were so sure was real? What if you were unable to wake from that dream? How would you know the difference between the dream world and the real world?
We have the tendency to consider that the world is only visual. We don't know it's completely multisensory. That's where neuroscience of the self is telling us that the body is here. If I don't see my body, I am not here. I am the eyes of someone else. I am in a movie. I'm somewhere, but mentally floating in the air, not physically there.
And thanks to this tiny camera, when they are looking to their body or at their body, they actually see their body inside and integrated in the scene.
So why is it important to also immerse the body, the avatar, the virtual body into the scene? And I think, first of all, it really boosts the effect that we observe. It makes the degree of presence and the degree of realism a lot higher.
To give this complete feeling, you have to have tactile, proprioception, motion, all that included in the visual and auditory experience.
And this is another difference that our system, the RealiSM system, has to other groups, the focus we have on the body, because the role of the body for achieving presence and high states of immersion has been shown by many research findings.
I really believe that planning and innovation is not compatible. Because when you're planning, if you plan innovation, you've already created a bounded rationality.
Oh, it's just a dream. Oh, it's just a dream.
You can use virtual reality to expose the people to the feared stimulus. It has been shown that virtual reality is very effective for that. The problem is, how do you get a customized therapeutic environment for any possible social phobia, arachnophobia, or taking the example of fear of height? How do you create a simple environment which would allow people to face being on top of a cliff and experiencing the fear of it, but accompanied with a therapist, progressively overcoming it?
So you're not only looking at a height, an extreme height, but you also feel to be present there realistically. And now, of course, the subject can relearn that height in those particular instances is not dangerous, and this may help and translate into real-life scenarios when our height phobia patients encounter a distant or a large height in their life.
Neuroplasticity, in simple terms, is the ability to rewire your brain. We are not hardwired, and experiences can change this wiring.
And by understanding the cognition of being there and now in the virtual reality, we will enable creating what it is, the technology of virtual reality.
This technology is experimental now. We have it in the lab at EPFL and our lab in RealiScience, and we believe within a couple of years it will be available for everybody to use.
I record at some place. I take the movie production out of it, I edit it quickly, and I can experience it quickly. I can share the experience I've been recording.
Imagine you are standing on the bridge on Zurich, you capture that moment and you send it to your library. And when you go home, you can relive that moment exactly with the sights and sounds of what you have captured in 360. You can look up, see the sky, you can see below you, you see everything. And when you look around, you see your own body. The difference between what we're doing and the movie Matrix is that we are not creating a new reality or a virtual reality. And that is the significant difference. The world is a beautiful place, and the last thing we want to live in our minds only.
Oh, it's just